So in my state of depression, I have now ordered a shit ton of stuff that cannot fit in my little craft area.
Where's it gonna go?
Oh, it's not big stuff. It's stuff like this, Brad's. It's like,
Oh,
honestly,
those are
aren't
pretty.
they pretty? It's just little stuff. I didn't get big stuff. But I talked to George and he's going to rebuild a cupboard over here that is right now open shelving. And I said, no, I want you to do it closed shelving. I want doors on it. And I'm going to move all my paper, my scrapbook paper in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then that way
I
I'll
wished
have
you could get those dividers. Oh my gosh, it would make your life so much easier.
wood dividers. What are you talking about?
So those plastic dividers that I put on my shelf, so my paper stands up and I can like separate it.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Ugh,
See,
my hands are
that's
so dry.
these.
Oh, I love those. Those are so
So
pretty.
I thought, oh, you know what? That's good for the junk journal part of it, right? If I'm
Yes.
doing something junk journaling. And I got a sewing machine.
Yay!
Yeah, I'm so
I
happy
cannot
about
wait
that.
to see your sewing.
I know. Let's hope it works.
I'm sure it'll work. The thing is that I love my sewing machine. Sorry, my hands were so dry, I felt like they were on fire. Um, I love my sewing machine. It's just taking everything out, like for what, one piece of paper. So if I'm gonna sew, it's like I'm sewing
Yeah,
everything.
you definitely have to do a mass make, I think,
Yes.
right? But you're a pro at that. Look at what you made last night. Holy hell, I'm thinking to myself, what the heck is did she take an extra pot of coffee or what's happening?
No,
Because
but I pre-made a lot of this stuff. So when it came, I just was like boom, 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 put it together, good to go. And it helps a lot.
mhm,
So
you
anyway,
know,
okay, I'm just gonna let our listeners and our viewers know I am so tired. So I yawn a lot anyway, but today it's just gonna be exceptional. I'm gonna be an exceptional yawner because I'm so tired. I did not sleep
and
good
and
at
and
all.
and I'm going on low emotion, low everything. So this is just going to be a bang up
It is gonna,
podcast.
and oh, it's so funny because what we're talking about is the
The epitome of what?
the well, what we're talking about is the exact opposite of how we're feeling right now. So we're going to be talking
Oh,
about Karens,
hmm,
kind of.
kind of.
So when we decided to do this podcast, this topic for this podcast, we were like, oh yeah, I thought I knew what a Karen was, but according to the definition of a Karen, yeah, I'm not sure I want to be that. Like, I don't want to be a Karen to begin with, but you know what I mean? Because a Karen, by definition, is a middle-aged white woman. It specifically says white woman who is entitled, has privilege, blah blah blah. I'm not those things. So
Yeah.
I tend to think that what I have done, not experience, what is the word? Anyway, is more of just anger at stupidity or
Yeah.
incompetence. Really, a lot of mine is just it's the
Yeah.
incompetence of other people, true incompetence. So those are kind of where I'm going because I read this
I agree
whole
with that.
article on Karens and I'm like, yeah, that's I even have a haircut that's called a Karen haircut.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's like
Oh, it's a
this.
short,
Yeah, it's like that
right?
little short bob and whatever. And I'm just like, okay, no,
God,
it's
talk about
just
labeling people, eh?
for real. Like they're so specific, a middle aged white woman, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like,
And you have your own
okay.
haircut.
Yeah, and you have your own haircut.
Oh
I've
my
never had that
gosh.
haircut, so I guess I could not just ever be a
Yeah,
Karen.
me neither.
So anyway, I just thought it was very interesting. So fun fact about Karens and all of that. Now it did say it has evolved
Oh,
from
it has to
that,
be because it's not
but
just white women of
No, but then I
middle-aged
think it's
white
just like
women.
people who are just angry. I think it's just people who are just angry people.
Okay, so let me ask you this question, and wholeheartedly honest. When do you, okay, because I have a feeling I know when the Karen movement came versus it being around forever. Either I didn't notice it before and I just walked around in blissful ignorance, or I have become really, really in tune to the craziness of the world and when it kind of all happened. What about you?
Um, well, first of all, I didn't realize it started so long ago. I
Hmm.
really thought it was a newer thing. Um, and mainly because of like TikTok and real, like those quick
Yeah,
little things where you're watching people implode.
yeah.
So I didn't realize that it started in 2018.
And do you know what started it? Like what Karen actually
Um,
started the movement? Could you imagine if we narrowed that down and
so Karen was first spotted on Reddit, in 2014.
oh,
But the first, and I don't know how does projective. I don't know. We're not even going to pretend a word. The first word definition appeared for Karen in the Urban Dictionary in 2018. And the definition is a blonde woman with an ombre cascade hairstyle who wants to speak to the manager. As Karen continued to grow in popularity, the term evolved to encapsulate all middle aged white women who take on the role of victim in order to be prioritized in society over minority populations. I I have no words to that. Like, how did it get to be so narrow? First of all, like, what if you don't have blonde hair, then you can't be a Karen? Like,
well, and that's the thing. It's not just that. Like it's all sorts of people. So where did Kyle come in? And I know you don't want to use that, but
oh, I actually
that's
heard it's Chad's.
oh, it's Chad's
Yeah,
now.
that's what I
Oh,
read.
look at
It's
that.
it's called a Chad, which is so funny because I actually have a son named Chad.
Oh,
So.
so you don't like either one then.
No, can we just
Dang.
anyway? um, it was a very interesting article. So I'm trying to figure out if a Karen is a middle-aged white woman who loses her mind, what are all the other nationalities? Because they lose their mind too, right?
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah.
we and like it's I've
And
seen it and whatever.
it's not just people of privilege and
No,
what did you say? Race, not race. What was the
no
other one? Privilege and
privilege.
money. Was it money?
Um, they want to be prioritized in society.
Okay, maybe that's what I was thinking. Because it's not just that, because you see people walking into Walmart getting all kinds of uh klepto and stealing things
And then acting like what?
and and half of them aren't the definition of
A
old
Karen.
middle-aged white women,
No. So I don't
right?
again, I don't know like one why if I don't know why the definition hasn't been changed to encompass all crazy women.
But it's not just women.
No, but
Well,
that's
we're talking about
Karens. Yeah,
Karens.
we're talking
Okay.
about Karens.
Sorry,
Like the the
let's
the Keiths. I don't have a son named Keith, so we can call them Keiths. Those are just men, and that has their own thing. We're talking about Karens, not Keiths
yeah.
today. But
Okay.
like, why hasn't it changed to encapsulate? Why is a Karen still considered a middle-aged white woman with blonde hair? Like, I don't
And I
understand.
don't know. Maybe the definition has to get updated because I don't think we all think it's just middle-aged white women that are
No.
Karens. I think everybody thinks it could be anybody, to be honest, at any given time.
And then two, they're like, I want to speak to the manager. I want this. My my Karen moments, if we were going to call it that, although now I just want to change it and just call it my moments, Steph moments, um, have nothing to do with it has everything to do with more along the lines of incompetency or defending
Mhm.
my family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So otherwise, I mean, I have my moments, but it's like in private. I'm not all up in the store acting a fool.
Yeah.
I want to. Oh, I want to so bad. I want to snatch people bald. I want to slap them into next week, but I don't. So,
I do.
well, you don't
I
snatch people
no,
bald.
no, no, no. But I do get a little bit rambunctious and I do. And again, it's not because I think I'm entitled to something. It's because of the stupidity of a rule or a stupidity of you know,
You
something that's happened. Like my biggest moment of okay, let's call it what it is, Karen,
okay?
was during COVID. I think the Karen came out in me in so many different ways, and because to me, people were just being outright stupid. Stupid. Like I don't know about you guys, but it got to the point where, you know, you had to walk on one side of the aisle in a grocery store. You couldn't have two people walking.
Oh yeah,
You
you
had to
have
go
to.
up and down, up and down. And
Yeah,
I'm
there
thinking
were
to myself,
arrows on the floor. So
I'm
oh
thinking to
yeah,
myself, we all got a mask on. We're all, in the same store. Everybody's touching everything in the store. Okay.
oh those are some arbitrary rules.
What
Like
psychopath decided that this was a good thing to do? I don't understand. Then it was that I kind of flipped out. So I kind of flipped out over that. I'm not going to lie. Um, and then I kind of lost it on the bag situation. So here it got to the point where they weren't giving out bags. You had to bring your own bags and you had to bag your own stuff because the cashier wasn't bagging anybody's stuff.
no,
They
we
they
did not.
they didn't want them to touch the bags. And
But
I'm
they just
like,
touched all the items to scan
thank
it.
you. I had to unload all the items I put into the cart, out of the cart, but you don't want to touch. See, this is the thing. This is the stupidity that brings it out in me. So I agree with
Mm-hmm.
you. It's to me, it's stupidity. It's not
Yeah,
because I walked in there and was like, no, I want you to bag my stuff. No, I don't care about that. Does it annoy me? Absolutely. It does annoy me. When my whole life we got our grocery stuff bagged. And did I help sometimes? I did help move things along.
yeah.
And but now the cashiers, it's got to the point where it's evolved to the point where they don't even put the stuff off the belt onto the counter where we're bagging. You have to reach across like some sort of psychopath to get your stuff because they don't
I
they I get it. It's all gone to a new level of incompetence, laziness,
mm-hmm.
like honestly.
I
And
think
I
it's
know,
like reverse entitlement, right?
you
Like they
think
feel like entitled that they don't have to do these things. Like, I don't know.
so, yeah, so I called Walmart, okay? And I said, I need some clarification. The Walmart, the Walmart I shop at, okay, and this is recent
Oh,
because they still won't bag our stuff. We have to bag it ourselves. Okay. Um, so I called Walmart and I said, I explained the situation. I said, I just want clarification. The Walmart I shop at, blah, 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 blah. COVID's been over. Everybody's not wearing masks. Nobody's doing anything. But my grocery people still won't bag the groceries. Now, I want to just clarify because everyone's going to think, oh, Lorie just wants your bags. No, that's not it. I just want to know when it changed that half of the jobs in the grocery store have now become my job,
oh, that's so true.
right? Like that's
Yeah.
that's what I want clarification on.
You have
So if
self
I'm going,
checkout and all that.
yeah, if
Yeah.
I'm going all Karen on this, it's because I need to know why this is happening. So anyway, long and short, I spoke to the lady on the phone. She was very nice to begin with. Okay. And I said, I'm not here to give you a hard time. I just want clarification. Why is it now that we're COVID free, everything's done, we're not playing that game anymore. And I said, but the grocery store still will not bag our stuff. Even if I buy 10 new bags, they won't bag the stuff. So the thought process before was, well, you're bringing it from home. And I said, but that was a crock of shit because all the stuff on the belt was touched by me and
Mm-hmm.
probably, umpteen dozen other people in the grocery store before I even got there.
Yeah.
Okay. I said, so I just don't get. And she says to me, she goes, well, she goes, it's up to the manager of the store.
Oh,
If the man,
way to
oh,
deflect.
all right. So I went, oh, really? I said, so the manager of the store has told her employees, yeah, if you don't want to bag, don't bag. Let them do it themselves. I said, so that right there has now put me into active Karen mode. That is the height of laziness as far as
Yes.
I'm concerned. Am I
No,
wrong? Please
no.
comment in the comments, people. Let me know if I'm just being an entitled white woman of elderly age. Because I don't think
Elderly
I,
age.
oh, well, I don't think I am. I think it's just absolute lunacy. But
No, it
and then
is.
I said,
That is
and
a
then,
service.
right? And I said to the lady, I said, in here, I said, I'm just going to take that all away. If you want me to bag my stuff, I don't mind bagging my stuff, but at least get countertops so that when the stuff comes down the belt, it's coming towards me so I can bag. I said, you still got the old countertops in there where the bagger has the baggage, like
Oh
the
yeah, like
the
at the
the
end.
rack where right at the end.
Yeah.
I said, and they don't even want to put the stuff on the countertop where I am so I can bag my own stuff. I have to reach around. I said there it makes it so difficult. And I think this is why I get so worked up over this stuff. Like right now, when I say to you telling this story
I can
that my
see
blood's
it.
boiling, I'm livid because every time I think about this scenario, I just want to freak out because it makes no sense to me. Help me make it sense.
I can't because you've been on the phone with me when I'm checking out. They're like bagging my. Do you need help out to your car? Do you want this in a
Right?
bag? And
Help
you're
out
like,
to your
holy hell,
car.
what's happening?
Help out to your car.
Yeah,
I don't even
really
think,
fast.
honestly, I can't even remember the last time that's happened here. I think my kids were little, 30 some odd
No,
years ago.
but I will
Like,
tell you that's HEB, which for people, this I live in Texas. It's a Texas store. Okay, it is a magnificent Texas store. It is beautiful. It is clean. There's a plethora of options. They bag your groceries with a freaking smile. They offer to take it out to your car. It is a great place to shop. I have gone to Walmart to get like just because I'm not near the house, right? So I have to go to Walmart. Yeah, half of them don't bag anything.
no.
If they do, it's on the little carousel, so they're putting in the bags, and they're just like it's falling out everywhere. So I'm
No,
putting it
but
in
see, that
there.
carousel is what I have to bag from. And none of the stuff is even on the carousel. It's on where she's scanning it
Oh my god. Okay,
because they don't bag anymore. So why have a carousel? But
that
I'm
makes
thinking that's
no. See, in my mind, I had when you're talking, I had HEB, but you're talking about Walmart, and they just had
Walmart.
that carousel. So all she has to, she's already touched it.
No, that's what gets me so upset.
So she just scans it and puts it there instead
Puts
of
it right
just she
beside her
already has it in her hand
and puts it right
and we
beside
can't
her.
put it in a bag.
No.
Oh, see, I am with
See,
you. I would lose my mind.
and it's not that I feel entitled that she has to do it, but I'm thinking to myself, can you at least make it so I don't have to reach over that stupid carousel to grab my groceries so I can
Okay,
bag it? Like there is no leniency whatsoever. This is why I get PO'd.
it's not entitlement, it is part of their job. That is set up specifically for them to bag your groceries.
Exactly.
That is part of their job that they were told they didn't have to do. And now they're just like, well, we didn't have to do it then. I'm not ever doing it again.
So
That's crap.
that's what I said to the lady on the phone. I said, it's one thing for the manager to say, okay, it's at your discretion. If you want to bag, you bag. If you don't, you don't.
No.
But at least make it easy for us to bag our stuff. At least make it
What
easier.
would they do if you're handicapped?
Well, I've seen a 70 years, pardon me, I'm getting all worked up.
You are.
I've seen a 70 something year old man, like elderly. Okay. He had a cane and everything, and he couldn't reach over. Megan had to go and help him grab his stuff.
Get out of
I'm
town.
not joking.
Okay, I'd be
These
Karen too.
See, this is why
I
I
would
get all
lose it.
Karenish. This is
But
and that's
that
what I
is, it's not I'm entitled. This
no.
is stupid. So you know what sets me right off the deep end are people who are rude.
Oh yeah.
Gosh, I can't. I just can't. Okay, one of my a lot of my pet peeves, but we're talking about grocery stores, is when people walk into the door
Mhm.
and then they stop so they can take care of all their crap in their baskets. Okay, I understand because I put my purse in there, I lock it up, I move out of the way. You know what I'm saying? I am not holding up traffic. I am not being, I'm here first. No, I get my cart and I move out of the way and do whatever
Mhm.
fiddly crap that I have to do. I can't with these people just stop right there. Oh, I'm so important. Let me do it. Oh my gosh, no. It makes me want to just smack them into next week. I can't. The slow people for no reason. Okay. I get if you're elderly, if you have kids, whatever.
Yeah.
People who just want to act like in the grocery store, they are at Disney World and they're taking in all the sights.
Or they visit with their friends, or they're talking to oh hey
Oh my
Sylvia,
gosh.
I haven't seen you
I
in ages. And it's like, hello, I want to get my groceries. Move out of
yes.
the way.
Costco is the absolute worst over here. All these people, I mean, they will have family reunions and backyard
Mhm.
barbecues in the middle of the
Right?
Costco aisle. I mean, and there's
And
not,
what gets me is do it, but again, move off to the side. Can you at least move out of the way so we can continue on with our duties?
yes.
Because I don't want to be there all day.
Like I've had to stop and like text my kids back or whatever. I move,
Mhm.
I turn, I get out of people's way.
Yeah.
Oh, see,
Okay, so
I treat other
here's the
people
other
the way I
thing.
want to be treated.
So here's the other thing that COVID started. And I keep bringing up COVID because that's when I notice things more. Okay. For me, could be anybody else, but for me, um, is this uh, parcel pickup. So you get them to do your shopping, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just wait in the 900 parking spots that they've allotted because,
And they're
us
still there, all
us
900 of them.
67-year-olds have to walk all the way from the back of the parking lot. Anywho, that is neither here nor there. But what gets me is that they have, I don't know how many at one time, 10, 11 of these people, shoppers, that have this great big wheel cart with the blue bins. They take up the whole freaking aisle. Like I have to go, okay, Meg, we can't go down this aisle. We have to go down the That's like, I swear,
No, you're so right.
like a 45-minute shopping trip. Oh, the other thing that sent me off the deep end. Are you ready? Our
Yes.
Walmart decided to move everything around.
You know why they
So,
do that?
oh, I know exactly why they do that. Being in the shopping center industry, I know why they do it. But do you know how annoying that is? Because you know where everything is, and then all of a sudden, a 40-minute trip is now turned down into an hour and a half
Because you have to
because you
walk around
can't
the
find
whole
anything.
store.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yep. It's marketing.
Oh yeah.
Marketing at its finest.
They used to
It's
tell us the reason why they do that is because exactly why I say people have a routine. They know where to go for certain things,
so they're not
and
getting the extra
they
stuff.
don't want you to do that. They want you to
No,
go up and down the aisles
every
and
aisle.
see, oh, look at that jar. Oh, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what I mean? Before you
Yep.
know it, you're spending extra money. Don't be
Yep.
fooled, friends. Okay.
Nope. Don't
Keep
be
to the
fooled.
script.
Stick to your list. Stick
Stick
to
to your
your
list.
list. I will say I've turned into one of those people because I can't handle peopling. People are so rude. I mean, and for their sake, so I don't go to prison and they don't get harmed. I've started ordering groceries. I just sit in my little slot and they bring it out to me, and then I go on my merry way. because people, it's awful. It just does something to me, and I don't want to be like that. So,
No, and I totally agree with you. However, Meg and I thought of doing that, but then we watched the, what do you call them? The
the
shoppers
shoppers.
and how they handle your stuff. No.
See, I think that's probably the difference. Like, I wouldn't do it for Walmart. I do it at HEB.
Hmm.
Like, whenever you come to visit me, I'm going to take you to so you can experience this utopia of a
Okay.
grocery store, and then you'll understand.
Oh, and then I'll stand and cry because, why is it
Okay,
that,
you cry when I'm on Zoom at
well,
HEB.
I know. I'm well aware.
You're like, are those all bananas?
Right? I couldn't believe how many freaking bananas you had.
Yeah,
And
that's just.
salad dressings. I showed you our salad dressing
I
section.
know. It's like
Like we are I don't even know what we're so hard done by here, and I'm not even joking.
that's why sometimes I forget how rough it is for you. It's like you are living in Little House on the Prairie times.
We are.
You're in the
Okay.
backwoods, like you
When
ain't got
I
nothing.
My most recent experience was that New York fries situation where I couldn't even get a drink in a cup. It was a
Oh
stupid,
yeah, it was like this Chinese
oh my,
takeout cup.
it was, I'm like, how do I drink from that? Meg goes, I guess you're supposed to use the straw. I said, straw?
You mean
No.
a tampon?
A wet tampon? I'm not using that.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
So
so
yeah, there's times when I feel all kinds of Karen, but I honestly and truly believe that it's warranted. So there.
you know what? Because I don't go off on, again, mine is incompetence, stupidity, or rudeness.
Yeah.
And if that makes me entitled, okay, because you know what? I treat people with respect. I am not rude. You know what I'm saying? So I expect that back. In a
Yeah.
society, we should be kind to each other, which means don't block the walkway, move over.
Yeah.
Those little bitty
Just
things
be
would
a
go,
little bit conscious of your
yes,
surroundings, right?
respectful. Yes.
You're not in an empty park. You're in a
No.
full-fledged grocery store with lots of people trying to get their crap done for the day. So, let's
And when you walk out of the grocery store, do not walk down the middle of the freaking aisle where I am trying to drive. I will run you over. Okay, not
no, you
really,
won't.
but the urge, man, the urge is so strong. I'm just like, move. Like, just why? This is where cars go. You
Yeah.
need to pick a side, whatever side you parked on, walk on that side so traffic can move. Because now I got people backing up behind me because Miss Ma'am wants to tiddle along in the middle of the freaking aisle.
And then, so the other, I, I honestly think the only big Karen moment with an actual person versus rules and regulations and whatever was at our Lions Club during COVID. Yeah, I wasn't too
Do you want to
popular.
tell the story?
Well, I didn't. They were making you get a shot if you wanted to go and be a member of the club. And I found that absolute ludicrous. So my conversation with the president at the time was, what is the purpose behind that? We got a lot of older people, so we're trying to keep them safe. I said, me getting the vaccine is not keeping them safe. Them getting the vaccine is keeping them safe. The vaccine keeps me safe to a certain degree. It lessens the thing. But me having a vaccine is not going to make Joe Blow sitting beside me completely immune.
No,
It's not
because
happening. I said,
vaccines
so,
don't work that
right.
way.
So I said, so I don't know what you're trying to get away with here. Well, we just want everybody to be safe. I said, I know you keep saying that, but
Where's the science behind
it's
that?
yeah, it's not the way it is. I said to him, I said, listen, I said, you go to a restaurant. You're sitting there. Yeah, you got your mask on. You and wifey poo are all, vaxxed up, right? And in comes your waiter. Not a vaccine, nothing. And he's touching your plates and da 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 da. And what do you think's going to happen there? You think you're going to get COVID from that? Well, no. I said, okay, so it's the same bloody thing. It's the same scenario. I said, you know what it is right now? Is you're being all and mighty that this is the rule we're going to follow. I said, and I don't mind rules as long as they make sense. And that's what I was trying to get at.
That's
So,
like me saying, okay, my kids getting their vaccines is going to prevent your kids from getting the disease.
exactly.
No, that is
It's
not how
not.
vaccines work.
No,
Vaccines are to build your immunity to whatever it is.
whatever. So if you happen to get it, you're going to be a little less worse off.
Yes.
That's the way it was explained to me. It doesn't mean that me sitting next to somebody without a vaccine is going to make them sick.
No, it's not.
Oh my God. So that was an ongoing, like I almost, yeah, I got into a few fights over that. I actually had a member phone me all plastered,
Oh, I
drunk.
remember that.
Remember?
Yes.
Lorie, you need to get the vaccine, Lorie. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it
You
was,
need to get sober.
you
So we
need
both
to,
have needs.
yeah, that was a deal. Anywho, so that was that. But that was the only person, like attack on a person. And I wouldn't even say that was attack. That was more like
Hey,
a
it's
telling
voicing
it
your
like it
opinion.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the wrong information. So, figure it out. Um, but anyway, thank God that's over with.
I know, right? So I've had a few. One I did have at Walmart, and this, woo, and this is just flat out incompetent. This was many years ago. All my kids were young, and this was back in the day when you took
I
your
give
kids with
you
you everywhere.
I give you great credit for even remembering it. So go ahead.
And because this is one of those things where it just sticks in your mind, okay? But this is back in the day when you just took your kids everywhere with you. There was, I don't even know. Anyway, I'm not gonna, that's just a whole nother podcast talking about parenting now versus parenting then. Anywho,
Oh,
so
don't get me
we were
going.
going to we were getting a treadmill. So we picked out the treadmill we wanted. Now, these things are in a ginormous box. Okay. So you
Yeah.
have to get it home. And I'm opening the box and I'm taking it out. And I'm like, the switch on top was broken. Okay. Like broke to the point where you can't fix it. So then we're having to pack up this giant treadmill
Oh,
back in the freaking car, minivan, with all of our kids because we all have to go. And I'm like, okay, this is the deal, whatever. So they bring me another one. We take it home. As God is my witness, the
no.
same exact thing. Yes. So take it back to the store. And I was like, look, and I told the person who was helping me, it's like, I know this is not your fault. You have zero control over what is happening inside of this box. That, however, is not making this any better for me.
Mhm.
So, can I please? So, like, okay, we'll get you another one. I said, okay. They brought it out, and I proceeded to start opening it right there. I said,
Good for
because
you.
I'll be damned if I get it all the way home. And Lorie, as God is my witness, right there in the store, the stupid, it must have been like this whole lot of
A
them
whole, yeah,
broken.
whole batch.
Yeah.
It's probably why they
And
were on sale.
so at this point, it was a matter of principle for me, hell or high water, to get a damn treadmill. You done wasted all my time.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, can I please just get the display? I see the display. The display has the switch. It is not broken. Can I just get the, well, ma'am, we can't do that because we have, ones in the box. I said, they're all broken. No.
So you're okay with selling broken stuff?
Oh my gosh. Okay, if you want to pull them all out, I will open them all right here in the front of your store. Anyway, so needless to say, okay, maybe it was a Karen moment because I didn't say, let me talk to your manager. It wasn't that. It was more like the manager's coming out to talk to me.
Probably wondering what all the commotion was. What is happening?
And I guess and at this point, I mean, I was pretty vocal. And because again, it's a stupidity. Okay. I have proven to you 3 boxes in a row the thing is broken. Okay. I have wasted my entire day and half the evening going back and forth. And now I'm here, my husband and my 4 kids, blah, 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 blah. At this point, my husband and my 4 kids, he just like took them. He's like, "What? We're out."
We're out.
Yeah. So, but I did. I ended up getting the display for 50% off. And really, it was probably just to shut me up and get me right out of that store. And I'm okay
Probably.
with it because I got my
Yeah.
treadmill. Do better, people. Just do better.
Well, obviously, when you're seeing at the very least, they should have said, look, we can give you your money back, but that's the best we could do.
They didn't even
At the
offer that.
very
They
least,
just
I
kept wanting
know.
to give me broken stuff.
Right.
Oh, so that was my, if we want to call it a Karen moment, because the manager came out, but my hair was not blonde. Okay, I'm just saying.
And you didn't have the haircut.
I didn't have the haircut. Heck no. And my only other ones where I was pretty upset and pretty out there, and it was defending my kids because the school system, again, going back to incompetence and going back to stupidity. Kyle had a learning disability that we didn't know he had. He had auditory processing disorder. Well, because we didn't know, and the teacher, I'm not even going to get into that. I love teachers. I think they're amazing, but not all of them are, and she wasn't. So there's that.
Yeah.
But he had missed so much the whole first half of first grade. He was
Yeah.
lost.
So she didn't even recognize it. Like she
She
didn't
let my
recognize.
baby, she let my baby cry himself to sleep in class because he was so frustrated. He didn't know what was going on.
Aw, that's so
Never,
sad.
never called me. It was a Cub Scout mom who came to me and told me, hey, my son told me that Kyle's been upset. People don't
Oh,
realize that their life was in my hands and I chose to let them live,
yeah.
because you can do a lot of things. Mess with my kids is not one of them. And you let a baby, he was what, 6, cry himself. Oh, anyway,
Oh,
and
that's
see,
so
it's still
sad.
like my baby is 26 years old, and that is
It's
still
still
like
upsetting.
hurts my
I know.
soul. So I went to the principal and we had these long talks. And I told her, I was like, and this was after him going to therapy and he was in speech therapy and all the things. And this speech therapist said he needs to go back into kindergarten because he's lost too much and his self-esteem is so low. Like he
Yeah.
he needs to be built back up. Um, and I said, okay. I said, what if we put him in an ESL class? Because there's a lot of repetition when you have kids that are learning English as a second language. So there's a
Right.
lot of repetition, which is exactly what he needed. And she's like, oh, that's a great idea. So I went and told the principal, I was like, this is what Kyle needs. I've talked to the therapist, blah, 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 blah. She's like, yeah, I don't think we can do that. Why? Why can't we do that? Well, it's halfway through the year, blah, blah, blah. And I just looked at her and I said, I'm just going to tell you how this is going to happen. You will put my son back in kindergarten in an ESL class because that is what he needs. Because your teacher, your employee failed my son.
Yeah.
I said, I know you don't want to also fail my son. So I know that you will put him in kindergarten in an ESL class because that is what my son needs.
Hmm.
I said, and if you still can't do it, then you can explain why you can't to every news station because I will call them and have them on your doorstep tomorrow
Oh,
morning.
wow.
I promise. Yeah, he was put where I needed him to be, and he flourished. He did great.
Yeah.
His confidence came back up. We worked on his auditory processing disorder so he could, string words together and know what the heck people were saying. And And now he is a successful man and amazing.
Look at
But you
that.
have to fight so hard for your
Yeah.
kids. I did the same thing with Heather. I had to fight tooth and nail for that child because she had ADD, no hyperness. That is the most laid back child. Oh, talk about someone who was slow. Woo, Lord Jesus. Anyway, but she was so flighty and oh, no, no, everything distracted her. She's just like this. And she was not ready to go into middle school. Like academically, she was okay.
Hmm.
She wasn't the greatest, but she was okay.
Right.
But all of mentally, emotionally, like ready to go. That girl was in fifth grade and got lost in the school that she had been going to for 3 years
Oh, jeez. Poor her.
because she forget her lunch kit in the classroom, and and then she would not even get lunch because she's roaming around because she doesn't remember where she is and how she's. No, my baby was not ready to go to middle school where you have six classes and a locker and no.
Do you imagine?
And she needed all kinds of accommodations and I had to fight hard for her.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point where I had to record our meetings. So I went into a meeting, it was an ARD meeting, and I just told them, I was like, I'm going to record this. And they're like, oh, well, if you're going to record it, we have to record it. Okay. And they're like, well, we have to go find a recorder. Okay. And they're just, well, it may take us a little while. Okay. Like, it was like
You're
this
not deterring me.
intimidation.
Yeah.
It's like oh, you're wasting our time in whatever. It's like this is my child. I don't care whose time I'm wasting. This is my child.
Important. And it's important.
It is very important. So yeah, you have to fight, and if you have to be a Karen to do it. And I wasn't rude. I wasn't
Yeah.
loud or boisterous or demanding or anything like that. I'm
Yeah.
very calm.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you how this is going to
See,
go in a
I
very
don't know
calm
that that would
voice.
be a definition of a Karen, but very close to if you're holding yourself back from,
Oh yeah, because
right?
everything in me wants to like, oh. But I know enough to know that acting like that really is not going to get you what you need. And if
Hmm.
you're truly fighting for the rights of
Yeah.
someone else, you do have to remain calm, firm,
Hmm.
but you still have to remain calm because once you lose it, then I feel like you lose your um integrity.
Well, yeah,
Like people
and
don't take you as seriously if
right.
you're
There's no
screaming and
respect
acting. Yeah,
once,
like
yeah.
you lose that.
Yeah.
So I think that you can be very firm and even demanding,
Yeah.
but still do it in a respectful
Respectful
way.
way. 100%. I agree.
And I think that is like the difference.
Hmm.
And it's like, I don't know, I'm a mature Karen.
Well, you're a middle-aged white woman, so there you go.
My hair is gray though, so
So
I've never been a
I
blonde.
have a Karen story. And
Okay,
it's a bit of a long one, but I took the time to copy and paste this sucker, so I'm
so
reading
you're
it,
gonna
okay?
read it.
So let's hope it doesn't bore y'all. I'll try and add a little bit of zinger in there every once in a while. My own
Bazinga.
parts of the story. Okay, let me just get my voice together. The staff did not know it at the time, but our kitchen dispenser was empty. A boy aged 10ish was just smashing down on the handle trying to get ketchup, but none was dispensing. A staff member noticed the kid smashing the ketchup dispenser, so I went out to see what was going on. Oh, the ketchup is empty. I'll get a new bag from the kitchen. Give me a minute and I'll be right back with some new ketchup. I remove the empty container, take it back to the kitchen, clean the dispenser, place the new bag in, and take it out to the condiment stand and get my met by a Karen. So it says K, which means Karen. Why did you take the ketchup away from my son? Me. The ketchup was empty, so I replaced the bag. Why did you take the ketchup away? Go get your manager.
Oh my
Okay, 1 minute. I walked about 2 meters, turned around, and introduced myself as the manager. Why?
god.
Right? Why did you take the ketchup away from my son? Ma'am, please lower your voice. The ketchup was empty. I explained to your son that I needed to take it back to the kitchen to refill it. No, you didn't. I was standing here the whole time. You took the ketchup away from my son. Ma'am, please lower your voice. You are not, you were not with your son. He was here alone, trying to get ketchup, which was empty. Don't tell me what to do. Do you know who you're dealing with? Oh, isn't that a standard saying? Okay.
Yes, like who are
Right?
you?
So, no, ma'am, please get your belongings and leave the establishment. Cue the screaming and yelling. I will not leave this establishment. I am going to burn this place down. uh, Other patrons are visibly upset with what they're witnessing. Police are called. Karen gives a statement. Police question me. I give a statement. Karen told the police that I struck her son, pushed him out of the way, and moved the ketchup to an area in which her son couldn't get access to the ketchup. I disputed the claim and offered to provide the video evidence of what actually happened. Police watched the video, thanked me, and walked to the eating area. The officer, ma'am, does your son have someone who can look after him? And the Karen, his father is at work right now. Okay, you're being placed under arrest for making threats and false police report. More yelling, tears, and threats. In the end, she was charged with making the false police report and received a lifetime ban from not just our restaurant, but the entire mall with our restaurant was located in. I felt kind of
Wow.
bad, not for Karen, but for her son.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow. But that's how people like that are. I am not a Karen. Like I'm not but can I just say real quick how hard we laughed when she said she had a
Right?
place?
Right? Do you know who I am? Who are you?
Who?
Queen Latifah? What is happening? Like nothing you could
The
be
ketchup
is going to
police,
make this
like,
work. There's
know
just
who
no
I
thought process, right? Do you
am? None.
know who I am? I will not leave this establishment. I'm going to burn this place down. Oh, jeez.
My God. Oh no, I that is not me at all. Now, I may say all of those things like in the truck on the way from somewhere, and I may
Yeah.
be whatever, but I'm not doing that. No,
No.
nope, nope, and nope.
Unbelievable.
Fun fact, go.
Fun fact. Oh,
Fun fact.
do you know that Jello is the official snack of Utah? Did you know that? Well, now
No,
you know. Okay.
you know who I am.
Okay. Here's another one. 250,000. I can't read my own writing.
Me either.
250,000 deaths are due to medical error in a year.
Oh, I believe that.
And I'm just got one more. And I think Kenny would be interested in this. He probably already knows this one.
Probably. He's weird.
Deer are partially colorblind. They only see red or green. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. Red or green? Hmm.
There you go.
There you go. So, a little fun fact about me. Well, it's not about me, it's about Kenton. So, today is Kenton's birthday, and he was actually
Megan's too.
born on Friday the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
And the nurse was like, "Are you sure you want to have him on Friday the 13th?" I said, "I don't give a damn what day of the week it is.
Get him out.
I'm done." So, yeah, my baby was actually born on Friday the 13th. It is impossible to hum while you hold your nose.
I know. I've tried that before.
So all of our listeners, try to hum.
So
You can't. Um,
it's as bad as the last podcast we were trying to lick our elbow.
lick our elbow. So, allodoxophobia is the fear of other people's opinions.
Allodoxophobia.
Allodoxophobia.
Hmm.
And then I have one
Interesting.
more fun fact, and it's like it's a little blurb, but I first of all I didn't believe it, so I had to research it, and it's actually true. A chicken named Mike survived for 18 months after being beheaded in
No.
1945. The Fruta, Colorado farmer who owned Mike escaped killing him for dinner, and the chicken instead became a national sensation. Mike, the chicken, survived because a blood clot prevented him from bleeding to death, and most of his brainstem remained intact, allowing it to control his breathing, heart rate, and basic reflexes. He was fed liquid food through an eyedropper and even joined a I can't talk
It's okay.
sideshow circuit, reportedly earning 4,500 a month, which is the equivalent to 48,000 today. He was featured in Time and Life magazines before choking to death while on tour in 1947. He holds the Guinness World Record for the longest surviving headless chicken, and Fruta, Colorado celebrates Mike the Headless Chicken Day every May.
Now I wonder when you ride in on that town, is there a headless chicken? Like there is
Right?
some
Like, that's their
places where they have an
mascot.
apple or like is that what we see?
I don't know. Let me look.
Let me look. Oh, that's hilarious.
But how bizarre. Like, that old
I wouldn't
saying,
even
running
have
around like a
believed
chicken with
that.
his head cut off?
Yeah,
18 months
that's
with
weird.
no head.
Oh, well, what are you gonna do?
No, I don't see that they have a
No.
headless chicken.
Okay.
It's
I just,
beautiful.
as when you were saying that, I'm thinking to myself, okay, so does
I can
that mean,
imagine it's like, welcome to Fruta.
right?
There's like a headless chicken right there.
So there you go.
There you have it,
Karen's
friends.
galore.
Karens and headless chickens.
Yeah,
Riveting podcasting.
I'm telling you. But I need to know what your Karen moments are, friends. Come on.
Yeah, do you have any? And they don't, okay, we all understand that most of us probably are not the true definition of a Karen.
No,
Like,
we're
I'm going to
not.
burn the place down and do you know who I
No,
am?
no.
But sometimes that you've kind of lost it out in public because,
Yeah.
well, you know, life and such. I'm trying to see what we're talking about next week so our listeners
Oh,
can
I
know.
know what we're talking
Oh,
about. We're
good.
talking funny fails.
Oh, funny fails.
But I'm
Funny
already thinking about
fails.
that. Like, what am I doing? How am I doing it? Right?
Ooh, I better write this down before I forget. That's when it was when I was pregnant with Kyle.
But I don't even know if I have any of that type of thing. I'll have to investigate that for sure, right?
Yep, I have funny fails.
Excuse
Think of
me.
all the things. Although that's the only one I can think of that pops into my head. But anyway, that is for next week.
That's right.
Well, I am all out of Karen stories.
Yes, we are. So
Okay.
what does that mean?
It means that
That
we will
means
see everyone next week.
goodbye.
Bye.